Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David and this is a Magic Review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. I hope you love David Regal. I hope you love David Regal. I love David Regal, and I was super excited to see this. This is the linking finger rings trick. This is David Regal's take. These are his gaffes. This is his routine, and you're getting all of it for $195. You can pick it up from the good people down at hocus-pocus.com. What is linking finger rings? You probably have seen this done, right? Magician goes out into the audience, borrows 3 rings, and then in a snap, all 3 rings are linked together. You can just stick a pencil through them, lift them up, and you can see all 3 of them hanging there on a chain. The magician then confirms from the spectators that these are their rings, and then slowly, one at a time, each ring comes off the chain and the rings are handed back to the spectators. David Regal has put together a killer set. He is going to give you 3 rings. 3 rings with this trick. You only need one. You only need one, so depending on your gaff preference, he's going to give you 2 gaffs and then 1 examinable ring. Now, why would he give you an examinable ring? Well, there's another way to do this trick. There's another way to do this trick that you might already be doing, and he wants to give you that option as well. So the way David Regal does it is he actually borrows 3 legitimate rings from the audience. 3 legitimate rings. And then throughout the routine, he shows each one of those spectators the stack and says, is this your ring? And they say yes, they confirm. And that's with no deception. So there's no dummy in the audience at that point. With David Regal's version, one of those spectators is not a plant, okay? But there is a way to do this where 1 out of the 3 rings is gimmicked. And in that, you would take the normal ring and pre-show, hand it to a spectator and say, when I ask, can you just hand me this ring back? So the ring that they're holding is an exact replica of the gimmick. But in their minds, they're already examining it, so it's a normal ring. So at that point, you show spectator A the stack and say, is this your ring? They say yes. You go to spectator B and say, is this the ring you gave me, right? Which is a little bit of a dual reality. So yes, they're confirming that's the ring I gave you, but it was your ring to begin with, all right? So this is why David's gonna give you a standard ring that's examinable plus 2 gimmicks. David does it really brave. He does it really brave, and he borrows all 3 rings legitimately, and he works his routine so that he can show each spectator their ring. And yes, at times, there are 4 rings in play. Seen by the audience, they see 4 rings, and it goes right over their head. They don't even see it. And David's very open about saying, just relax, be casual, just go with it. They're not going to notice. They're not going to see that extra ring. And so I've said a lot in this video. I've said a lot, but that's okay, because you can actually go watch the trailer. The trailer is 4 minutes long. Like, David Regal practically did a magic review for his own product. Go watch his review. He's going to show you the rings close up. He's going to tell you exactly what each gimmick is and why he's releasing this project, why he felt it was so important to find a manufacturer that could make and mold these rings. And then you buy the project, like I said, $195, 30 minutes of tutorial. You'll get all 3 rings. You'll get a little case to put them all in. You'll get a drawstring pouch to carry them in. And you'll get a pencil for the Koran kicker ending. I'll talk about that too. Let's ask and answer some more questions. All right, so is it what I thought? Well, yes. I mean, linking finger rings works pretty much the same as linking rings, right? The big, huge stage effect, but done on a smaller scale. And gimmicks that enable you to link rings together have been out there before. What David was trying to do was find a manufacturer that could make an 18 karat gold ring, plate ring, right? have the front of it be engraved, but then also be clear. Like, he didn't want a blurry, messy looking prop ring. He wanted it to look like a legitimate ring. So this looks like a strong man's ring. There's an engraved griffin on the front. It's all in black, and the black is bold. It stands out. And so you'll get two gimmicks. Now, you don't need both gimmicks. I'm telling you, he's giving you two different gimmicks, so that just in case you've ever learned the trick with gimmick A, he includes gimmick A. But let's say you've learned the trick with gimmick B. Well, he gives you gimmick B. Let's say you've always done the trick with, a dummy switch. He gives you the dummy. Okay? He's giving you all three of those things. So that's why you get the extra rings, but you only need one. David only does it with one. Okay? He only does it with one, and he'll teach you that version. So like I said, go watch the 4-minute trailer. That'll give you everything you need to know, really. Then there's a 30-minute file. Now, in that 30-minute file, he starts off almost repeating himself from the 4-minute trailer. So he gives you the same amount of backstory and history about why he's doing what he's doing. So you get that intro, you get that history, and then you get his full Magic Castle performance. Now, the Magic Castle performance is filmed older shot. It's older. It's David Regal younger, right? And the cameraman's further back in the audience, and he's zooming in, when he can, and he's panning wide. So he's following David around the room, but you still understand how the trick goes. He's then going to introduce the two gimmicks and talk to you about how to use each one. And then he'll walk you through his routine where he legitimately borrows 3 rings. And that's the bulk of the video project. He'll then talk about how to adjust the 2 gimmicks, should you want to make some adjustments as to whether they are loose or tight, right? And then he talks to you about how to set up the pencil. Now, what does the pencil do? Well, the pencil serves 2 functions. The pencil comes out in the middle of the trick where you kind of pick all the rings up with the pencil to show them. And he mods it in a way so that the rings don't just slide all the way down and hit your hand. Okay, there's a little bit of a break. They stop. So you can scoop it up, and then the rings will slide down and hit that break and stop. That way, you have this nice clean display, right, where the rings aren't sliding back and forth. They're nice and stable. And you can use that pencil to show each spectator. That's your ring, that's your ring, that's your ring. Yes. Then the pencil comes back for the Quran ending. And in the Quran ending, what you do is you give the first spectator their ring back, and then you put the pencil back in there again, lift it up, and you show 2 rings now linked together. But at this point, your gimmick is gone. Your gimmick is gone, and the pencil allows you to show 2 rings linked together, 2 borrowed rings, 2 legitimate borrowed rings linked together. So that in and of itself is cool. And then with just a little shake, one falls off into your waiting hand. And the spectators see that. They see 2 rings linked together, and then one just drops off into your waiting hand. And then you can take both rings cleanly and hand them back to the spectators. And that's what you get for $195. So I've talked about what the video covers, talked about how they're well made. I kind of already did mention angles, right? Angles are somewhat similar to a giant scale linking rings trick, but done on a smaller scale. But the fact that they're so small, the hoops are so small, I think the deception is easily hidden. And David is very open about saying, just be relaxed, just be casual, act like this is normal, act like everything is fine, and, the spectators will never notice. And really, you only have the 3 spectators confirming that those are their rings, right? The rest of the audience is just taking their word for it. The items are so small that in a parlor setting, all they can see is the 3 rings hanging there. So it's not even until you get to the front row that they see the particulars of it all, right? So on the one hand, it plays really well for a large group, but on the other hand, it's not like everybody in the room can see what's going on. They understand it, and they're relying on those spectators to say, yes, that is my ring. Yes, it is linked. And that becomes the magic moment, right? So positives, this is a classic routine that many parlor magicians do. And these are classic gaffes that have been released before. The extra bonus that you're getting is now you're getting quality gaffes that don't look like something that was bought at a magic store. They look like legit rings. 18 carats, right? They're gonna work well. You get multiple gaffs, so you can pick the one you like the best. And you get David Regal's performance and his explanation. Negatives, I got nothing for you. Nothing for you. It's David Regal. It's David Regal. You got to understand that by the time he's put all this together and released it, all the negatives have been worked out. And like I said, it's not new. It's not new. This is a classic trick that's been around for a long time. It's time tested. Time tested. So even if you don't have these gimmicks, I mean, there's parlor magicians that have done this trick. So, you know, you can easily adapt it to your own routine, or if you already have a routine, you know. I think a lot of people that perform this already will want these gimmicks. And if you don't do this, but you've always wanted to, this is a parlor trick that's going to last you forever, right? Because 3 of the props you're borrowing, right? So it's not like those props will wear out. You're borrowing those props and then you're giving them back. And then the next time you do this, you'll borrow 3 different props, right? So the only thing that's in play is your magic ring, and David's done all the work to make sure you're getting something quality. This is one of those legacy props that'll last you forever from a legacy magician who we all hope is around forever. David Regal is amazing, absolutely amazing. Please go check out other David Regal products as well. You can go visit his website and to see some of the other stuff he's released. Check out his videos that he's done. He's done full teaching tutorials where he's taught card sleights, parlor tricks. I mean, the man has done it all. A living legend, living legend. And big, huge thanks to hocus-pocus.com for allowing me to have this so I could do the review for you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, and one last thing. Do you like Star Wars? I love Star Wars, and I have another channel that covers all of my Star Wars fandom. You got game tutorials, classic book reviews, you can watch me build my Kylo Ren costume, or you can watch me build my massive X-Wing model. I've been with the franchise since 1977, the very beginning. I own the mail-away Boba Fett. So my channel is all about my love for Star Wars with absolutely zero hate, because basically, if it says Star Wars, I love it. So if you've got a second, drop by and check out my Star Wars channel. Thank you.